Hey, what's up everybody, Captain Jack here, and we're playing some more Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. And we've got some jobs to take. Ooh, Evoke. Oh, gotta take the Evoke. Ooh, sorry, but it's an Evoke. I love Evokes. Look at that Land Rover-y goodness. They didn't even bother changing the looks on this one. On a lot of them, they actually make them look just a bit different, but this is just identical to an Evoke. Fair enough, guys. I guess you don't care. That tiny rear window. I mean, the Evoke, I think it's a beautiful car. Lovely looking thing. But that back window is just pointless. Probably the most pointless window ever put on a car. So, lack of engine power. We've got repair all engine faults, strange noise from engine bay, and vehicle cannot be started. So the specific starting issue, if we fix that, the rest we should be able to do. And I'm thinking it's going to be one of a number of a million things. Well, that's probably going to be my starting point, is these two. That is not what I clicked on. Actually, you know what, let's put that back quick. Right, let's go to examine mode. No, that's not what we wanted. We want this one. Let's go with everything. Let's do all the tests. Yep, okay, that's all fine. We'll figure out what the minimums are in a minute. OBD. Oh, there's some stuff. A Sparker and 2 Iggies. And then we want electrometer. Made by Red Forest. And that stuff looks fine actually. Okay, so you can see which 2 ignition coils it is, obviously. And it's that spark plug there. Okay, let's see. Coil, 2 coils. So which one does this? Oh, there's the spark plug. So it's that spark plug stopping the car from being started. Okay, let's put those 2 things back together quickly. And then let's see if we can test it. So on engine. God, that is so slow, that interface. Sparker. Grab one of those. And we want 2 IGs. Shut that down and chuck that back together quick. Right, let's see if we can get this thing on the test track now. I'm not sure if we'll definitely be able to... Actually, hang on. Thinking about it. Yeah, it's all engine stuff. I don't think any of that's going to be discovered from the test track, if we're honest about that. No, I don't think any of that's going to get picked up from the test track. It's all things like compression testing and... Well, no, it's not. It's the pistons, the crankshaft, or the rings. Which means it's more than likely going to be things along the lines of that right there. I reckon that's probably dud. Let's see what that's done for us. Fuel filter, that was one of them. Still missing one there. Radiator. 2 more things in the engine. Strange noise from engine bay, that'd probably be the manifold? Well, that looks fine. Maybe something to do with the timing. Doubt it though. I mean, it could be a... His version of a strange noise might be the belt. The fan belt squeaking. That looks fine. That was fine as well. So yeah, it could be like a fan belt thing. That looks a bit wrecked. Trouble is it wrecked enough to be an issue? No, it's not. Yeah, you could be hearing like the belt squeaking because it's not tightened properly, for all I know. And that's his version of a weird noise. Or in the game's case, it's not that it's not tightened properly, but it's old, so it's squeaking. What's that? 77. Yeah, most of this stuff looks fine, to be honest. 81. I don't think it's going to be any of that. So lack of power, engine faults, strange noise from the engine bay. Done that one. So strange noise from the engine bay, lack of power, peril engine faults. Well, it's none of the other spark plugs or ignition coils because we've seen that. We've had that out on the test. Could be intake. $71. Oh, hello. There we go. Fuel rails. So fuel rails out. Yep, that's one of them. So we've got a rail, a filter, and a coil. And one of the rails goes in here as well. I think that strange noises. It's weird how they've separated those parts. Why don't you just put them all into one thing? Maybe he's turbo. Maybe he doesn't know that that's how a turbo is supposed to sound. And he thinks that's a strange noise. Now I have this horrible feeling it's going to be something more annoying. Because it usually is, unfortunately. Camshaft cap. That one's definitely a dud. Faux show. Got those three. Not that. Ah, strange noise. I guess it was loose because it was broken or worn, and so that was making it knock. Don't know. Like I said, this game interprets things in weird ways that you wouldn't quite think of in real life. If I heard a guy come in and say, oh, there's a strange noise coming from my engine bay, I wouldn't immediately think, oh, one of your camshaft caps is probably slightly rusty. You know? I would think, well, if any of the internal parts of his engine are rusty, I'd be worried, but I would think something to do with the exhaust or the manifold or a moving part not acting properly, usually a belt. Or something like that, you know. Sometimes the water pump, if it's on its way out, it can make some strange sounds. But this one looks fine. So it's about not only interpreting what's actually wrong, but interpreting how the game thinks a thing should be. That's not always easy. At 1%, there we go. So we've got all of that, all of that, all of that, and that one's done. Awesome sauce. So that was fun. It was a bit of fact finding, trying to figure it all out, and I kind of enjoyed that actually. That's not what I wanted to press. So by name, okay. So we need only a few parts actually. It's not even that bad. But as per usual, I'll be back in a mo. But as all those bits grabbed, that really didn't take long at all. Let's start chucking this car back together then. So let's put you on. Let's put your cover back on. This person's going to have a beautiful working Evoque again in no time. Nope, that's not right. Wow, getting to those things isn't easy. There we go. Now we can put this back on. And I really need to put the engine back together. So the view back on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Awesome. That's that. Air filter. Can't forget that. Yeah, I think I prefer the covers that have bolts that you actually tighten. Not that I think I've ever seen a car with air filter that, like one of these plastic square style air filters that you'd actually bolt back in. The old style, like circular tin ones, you might do that with. You might have like a central bolt, but never usually these. Or at least not in the experiences I've had. I've noticed that sometimes American cars are built in a very strange way. Or maybe just the way that they're used to building cars over there. I've certainly not seen anything in the European market that's had that kind of look to it. Cover on. And then crank pulley. Was that it? Let's have a look see, shall we? So we've got all of those three on, those on, that's on, that's on. We've got an old radiator that I've got to get rid of. Yeah, so that's everything. Beautiful. Worth £2.5 grand. Not bad. Not bad at all. And money, 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 money. Money. Which means the next unlock we'll get, expand your garage, adds another lifter or warehouse, so I can finally start storing parts, and another parking spot to your garage. Beautiful. That is what we've been waiting for. And then I can bring the pickup back in and start doing that slowly over time while we're doing other jobs. I need about another 20-30 grand and I'll be able to do a complete revamp on that thing, I think. Oh, and we have our next story job. Hello, it's me again. It seems that this trip was a little too much for me. Not to mention my car that lost a little weight. Oh god, what have you lost now? I talked with some people from the salon and learned a bit. Please do what you can so I can drive my car again. By the way, as they said at the salon, it is all because I had the wrong tyres. So please mount some off-road tyres. In 2 weeks I'm driving through Siberia. Okay, A, you're crazy, and B, I don't know if you guys remember, but this is the guy, he lost his sump because he'd gone off-roading when he shouldn't have been and ripped half the bottom of his car off. And I replaced it all, but when I did that, if you remember, if you've seen that video, I also even commented on the fact that he had some awesome off-road tyres. So he did have off-road tyres, and I don't, you know, don't try and blame. It sounds like he's trying to blame me there. It sounds like he's trying to say, "You're the mechanic. You should have known better. These guys at the salon knew." Ugh. Well, no, I don't accept your premise, scumbag. I did a good job. Anyway, I was supposed to be finding a quick one. That's not quick. Landing tools, gearbox shifts, rough. See, that's. I don't mind doing the long jobs, but I don't really want to do lots of stuff. I don't really want to just leave it there either. That is a lot of stuff. Jeez. Right, let's take this one. Let's see what we can do for this guy. Let's see what this moron's done to his car now. Hello, moron. Oh, yeah, he had the front bumper and all that missing as well. Do you remember? I had to buy him a new number plate. Or license plate. First time I've ever bought a license plate. So let's have a look, see. Wow! What have you done? Right door window, rear front right door windows, right body window A, right side mirror. Oh, I'm guessing that's body A. How did you lose the windows on your right hand side but no others? And your mirror? What have you been doing? I've nearly replaced every part of this damn car so far. If he brings it back to me and it's broken more of it, I'm not going to be happy. Right, I've got no clue. If he's been off-roading again, he's probably ripped half of his underside off. I just want to make sure there's nothing missing. Okay, well he's still got his sump, which is good. Because I bought that and put it on the car. It's pretty wrecked though, considering it wasn't that long ago that I put it on the car. And look, I replaced... Actually, no, I don't think I did the subframe. I think it was just that and the steering racks and stuff. that he broke before. I think the actual suspension parts were okay. And it was the wheels he broke as well. But he's nearly completely wrecked this. I wouldn't take this through Siberia until you completely rebuild your entire running gear and suspension and subframe. You don't want to be relying on a car in the Arctic tundra that you've basically destroyed. This thing's going to crack in half the second he takes it over a crevice or something. You're insane, buddy. Absolutely insane. But it looks like you should start anyway. Oh, right, yeah. Oh, God damn it. Really, dude? How'd you lose a radiator? Radiator A, okay. Damn. How you say brokety? Radiator A. Oh, glitchiness of the game. Right, let's go there, and then let's go. Come on. No. Thank you. Right, luckily you don't have to fill it. Oh, actually, do I need to? It's going to not have a fan housing as well, isn't it? Radiator A, a radiator fan housing. The fan itself is actually there. Radiator fan housing. That'll be some of the parts that were wrong with it. Oh, really? Okay, let's try that again. Thank you. Right, let's go and take this thing for a test drive. Thank you. Because I'm riding around in my automobile. Slow start, but it's building up. Not as much fun as that Cobra. Yeah, wow, terrible. I need to start braking there. Every time. You can start putting bets on that as to whether I'm going to crash or not. Oh my god, come on. How is this thing so slow? Also, the in-car rev needle is currently at idle is on nearly 6,000 RPM, and then goes through the red line and back around on itself. So the in-car one is wrong, but the on-screen one is right, which is different because in the Dodge DLC I know that the on-screen one is wrong and the in-car one is right. They can't seem to make their mind up. That's very broken anyway. Devs, if you're watching, I doubt you are, but if you are, that's a broken thing. Oh, that's a lot of stuff broken. Let's move you to no, path test. You're on lift rate. I guess I can skip this. As you can see, that's very broken. Very, very broken indeed. Let's put you back on lifter A. That's a lot of parts, and it's all very, very broken. Broken, broken, broken. Broken, 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 broken. That's how broken it is. So we've got new rad. Oh yeah. Rubber bushings. Can't forget them. Yellow. That one's fine. That one's yellow. Okay. Lots of parts down the right there. Lots of parts down the left. Rubber bushings. That cross member itself, I think, is all kinds of done. And then basically all of the rear suspension. Okay. Fun times. And he also wants off-road tyres, which, look at these tyres, they are off-road. Look, they might not be heavy-duty off-road, but they're definitely off-road capable. But yeah, all the wheels can come off anyway. Well, they're going to anyway. But I've got all these tyres to do. No, I didn't click there. I clicked there. Thanks. Ugh, so much to take off. Why do you keep bringing your broken car to me? Go find a different mechanic who's less busy. So good. This should be worth quite a bit in both XP and cash. Jeez, look, it's just everything. It's just screwed. I'll tell you, one of the hardest things about YouTubing and streaming is trying your best to not swear. And when you tend to swear, not a great deal, but you're used to it just being able to... No, that's not where I clicked. Used to being able to just let it out now and then, whenever you want. It's... You kind of catch yourself about to say something that you're not supposed to say when you're trying to record or stream. And you think, oh, no, can't say that. And then you kind of pause for a second while you try and think for a different descriptive word to replace that swear word. Like, it's damn well broken, or something along those lines. I think some people consider the word damn to be swearing. I don't. Just like arse isn't to me, and neither is certain other words. Of course, there are words that are definitely swearing that I won't say, or maybe might slip out accidentally occasionally, but not deliberately. You know, sometimes you just can't help it. It just slips out. And I know a lot of YouTubers swear and it's fine, it's not an issue. And a lot of times, yeah, it probably isn't. But I prefer not to, just because I don't want my streams and my videos to be full of a dude just shouting and swearing and stuff constantly, because I don't find that makes for good entertainment. Swearing just because you want to try and shock people and you think that's the way of adding an entertainment value, I think is wrong. And just swearing constantly anyway, I try not to do. But certainly it does open up your audience as well if you don't, because I mean, ain't no parent gonna let a kid watch my videos if I'm swearing constantly. But if I'm keeping swearing to a huge minimum, if at all, then, you know, I'm winning. Someone can watch my content, whereas they might not be able to watch someone else's. Oh yeah. Looking at the wrong thing, as usual. So we want that one out and that one. And then we want that. So yeah, I try to keep swearing out of my videos, out of my streams. I may let the odd little bit slip by here and there just where I don't realise, but sometimes you're concentrating on a game and you're not really thinking so much about what's going on in the real world. And that's when you start to make mistakes as well. Like when you're looking at the shadow play overlay, which is on screen for me but you guys can't see it because it doesn't capture in the recording. And the little symbol that means recording either comes up with a little symbol for a hard drive, meaning it's full, or like a kind of weird green circle with a thing through it that means that it's having troubles with the recording. And then you have to stop and backtrack to see just how much of it it did actually capture. And someone outside has decided that they want to start beeping their horn madly. Thanks for that, buddy. It's really helpful when I'm trying to record. Love you for that. So we've got everything. Yes, everything has been found. Epic. All I need to do is windows. Okay, let's get these tyres apart. Do I need to do the springs? Do I see springs, front shock, or must have been a crossman bar? For actual knuckle. No, I don't see anything about springs, spring caps. Okay, I think we might be alright there. He says, and then it ends up being that he's not. Those ones are definitely wrecked, but I need all the tyres off. Because the dude wants all thing. Well, is that specified in the job? Other than I had the wrong tyres, so please mount some off-road tyres. Doesn't actually mention tyres there. I don't even know what tyres I can give him specifically. I don't know. He'll get what he's given and he'll be happy for it. The rest of it is fairly straightforward. I guess I'll just have to figure out what size tyres. Well, look at what size these are. So 245, 45 20s. Oh, that is a low pro. Then give him something the same but more off-roady, I guess. Do this last one and then head over to the computer. Well, at least this guy was consistent. He broke everything in twos, as you can see. It was all in twos. Two of everything. Very weird. Right, these tyres. So off-road tyre B. See, he's got off-road tyres. He's just making stuff up. Off-road tyre B. But what, you want something beefier? Or do you just want new off-road tyres? Race, the off-road tyre B. I mean, I can give him off-road tyre A. If he'd prefer. That one's a bit more off-roady, I guess. I can see if he'll take them. What is he? 245, 45, 20. 245, 45, 20. 245, 45. Oh, these don't even go as 20s. No, sorry. 245, 45, 20. So that's 1,500 quid. I mean, it's not exactly a big waste if it won't accept it. Maybe he'd prefer these. 245, 45, 20. 4 of them. Let's buy them. Let's see what he does. See if he accepts those. If not, we'll go with B's again. And see what happens. Okay, let's get those started up on the machine. Install you. It goes on. Let's do you and you. Okay. So I'll put this thing back together. So we've got rear nucks, wheel hubs. Literally everything on this car is just like identical side to side. Well, disc is a bit rubbish, but he didn't specify discs. I'm only doing what he's asked me to do. I don't have a wheel yet. Should have actually put this stuff back on before putting that on. So well, it's all good. All good in the hood. Let's get this bit. I'm assuming he's going to be right with those off-road tyre A. But he had off-road tyres already, so I don't know what else he could want different, you know? There isn't really any other way I can do it for him. Oh yeah, I accidentally took that off. Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Anyway, I won't sing. Sorry. Ignore that. Yes, please balance this wheel. So I'll track that on now. I've got it, I guess. That looks very nice. Even if I do say so myself. This is the last one. Let's do this side. Get this back together. Do this bit. Clickety clickety. Come on, game. Stop trolling me. Let me do things that I want to do. Like that, and that, and break disc. And pad. And cover. Oh yeah, super speed. Let's do this last one. He's going to rebuild the front end of his car because it's in pieces. Okay, I have to use the old ones. Hopefully he accepts that. Sometimes it can be a bit funny about what things rubber bushings you put back in certain parts. If the part itself had to be new, then the bushings have to be new. Like I said before, plenty of times this game does weird stuff. I think I'd probably always want new parts if I was having my car repaired, to be honest. I don't think mechanics in reality go for repairing, but I mean if it's a part that is repairable, obviously it's the kind of thing that they would just repair. If a new part costs a hell of a lot more. But if it's something that you would always replace anyway, then yeah, I want it always replaced. I don't want them to even try and fix it. No, that's not where I was clicking. Didn't miss anything behind there, did I? No, I didn't. Awesome. Grab that last wheel quickly off the balancer. And then do this side. I'm hoping this is everything repaired afterwards. This. I mean, it should be. Can't think of anything else that I missed. I'll check the sheet again in a sec. But I'm sure this is it. No, I can't think of anything. Come on, trolling me. Let's get that bit back in. Anything else back here? No, that looks good. Pad, disc, and wheel. And let's see if he's happy with that. We've got everything except for inner tie rod. That's where I did both the inners. And a rubber bushing, of course, which will probably be the one that was on the cross member. As for that inner tie rod, I replaced both of them. Oh, I didn't do the inner. I got the outer, but I left the inner. Okay, let's Turn our wheel back off then. He seems to be happy with the tyres though. I haven't seen any complaints. This is the last damn time I'm fixing this car though. You better not break it again. Yeah, it's more likely going to be this rubber bushing here. He'll want that to be a quality one. Actually, while I'm there, let's have a look at the... So it was right side windows, and then window A and mirror for an Olsen Grand Club. Let's do that quickly. Come on, gang. There we go. Grand Club. So we want right side window. We want right door window and body window A. And we want right side mirror. And the other thing was the bushing and the inner tie rod, that was it. Which are both yellow and did seem to meet the requirements, but oh well. So we want bushing and inner tie rod. Over here. So let's put you back in, and then we want you back in, put you back on, and that should, he says with trepidation, should be it. Yes, it is. See what I mean about that cross member? Because the cross member needed 2 replacement bushings as part of its replacement, then you must give it 2 new bushings. You can't just swap it around for one that's at an acceptable level, which is absolute bull. Because it was already at an acceptable level where in its last position it was fine. Sometimes some parts of this don't make sense. You have to try and kind of catch the game out of it at itself. It's annoying as hell. Right, but that is all that done. Normal mode. So we've got all of that green. That is all green. Finish order. Loads of money. Loads of XP. We've got about exactly 400 XP to go until our next unlock. Which, oh, why is that not highlighted yet? Maybe I do have to get one more thing here then. Guess it'll be that. Damn. So I'm going to need 2. Scumbag. But yeah, I think that's it for me. That was kind of a longer one. So we'll leave it there. And it's been fun. We've got loads of money coming up. We're not too far from our next unlock. We'll be able to start working on our own cars. Should only be a few more episodes and then we'll be there. So yeah, I mean, until then, it's been great fun. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. So take care everyone, and bye bye.